We continue on with 3-round mock drafts. We're to the 7th pick, and that's my team, the New York Jets, Jets. This board fell quite nicely for them because one of my favorite players is still on the board. But what are they going to do at quarterback? I think there's a solution, and it's one of my favorite combinations of player and team in the entire draft. I'm Jeremy Green of NFLDraft.net and ESPN Radio Asheville, and this is a 3-round mock draft for my New York Jets.
I get knocked down, I get back up.
The Sportsocracy.
And I'm unapologetic.
We sit here at 7, and 2 quarterbacks have come off the board, which to me is very nice for the Jets because I don't think they should take either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, even if they fall to them. You've also lost Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Will Campbell, and Teteroa McMillan. So here at 7, this is a pretty easy decision for me. Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan. I feel like he and Quinnen Williams together would be an absolute wrecking crew. I love what Mason Graham brings in terms of a run defender. I think he's a pretty good pass rusher, but he could serve to be better. 13.8% pass rush win rate, 12% run stop rate, which is fantastic. I think he is a perfect complement in this defense. I also think he's a perfect character guy, and that's something that you're going to see a lot with Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn. I think this rebuild for the Jets is going to look a lot like what you saw in Detroit, and this is obviously a best player available, but I think you're going to see a lot of guys that are high character guys that are Aaron Glenn type guys, and you give me Mason Graham here with Quinnen Williams, and you get Jermaine Johnson back with Will McDonald. That's a really formidable front four, and I think you're going to get home with 4. You add that to what you've got in the back half of this defense, and that's how the Jets are going to win games. Look, this offense is not going to be great. This is going to be a run-heavy team that plays good defense, and that's the only way you're going to be able to win games for at least a year. I think it's the way Aaron Glenn wants to win games, period. But you add Mason Graham here, who has fallen, and I think there is a great possibility that that actually happens. The only risk, I believe, of teams to take him in front of the Jets are the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. In my scenario, the Patriots took the best offensive lineman on the board, and the Jaguars took Teteroa McMillan, who is a perfect Mike Evans comp for Liam Cohen. I think this is more rational and more realistic than people think, and it would be an absolute A+ for the Jets. Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan, here at number 7. We roll on to pick 42, and the Jets have to figure out something at quarterback. I don't love this quarterback class, but there is a player that I'm starting to get higher and higher on as time goes on. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. He was without a doubt the best quarterback in Mobile, and the more I watched him, the more I think I'm right on him. Jaxson Dart here at 42, quarterback out of Ole Miss. A lot of people don't seem to think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback, but I can't put my finger on why. Had one of the best deep grades, one of the best intermediate grades, no pressure grade. Is he great with pressure in his face? No. There's a lot of college quarterbacks that aren't great with pressure in their face. That Lane Kiffin offense is meant to get the ball out quickly. So I think that pressure grade is even a little bit biased. But if you watch the Arkansas tape, if you watch Oklahoma, a handful of others, he was absolutely special. He was special on one leg against Georgia. It led him to probably the best win in program history. I think Jaxson Dart is a really good NFL prospect. In terms of where do I think he fits in, I keep hearing a Bo Nix comparison that I don't love because I think he's more mobile than Bo. He's bigger than Bo. I like him better than Bo Nix. But if you told me that I could get that player at 42 with a Jets team where I really like a lot of the pieces around him, I think that's about as good as you could possibly expect for the 2025 season. You may keep Tyrod Taylor on the roster to be the starter to begin with the ultimate goal of handing off to Jaxson Dart. Now, there are no trades in this mock draft. So I didn't have any teams in front of the Jets that I thought were a real risk to take Jaxson Dart. In real life, you may end up having to make a deal to get into the back end of the first round to get Jaxson Dart because he does have a lot of momentum. He is a player I'm really looking forward to seeing next week at the Combine, see how he throws, get a feel for how he interviews behind closed doors. This is a big week for Jaxson Dart. Definitively, he's my 3rd quarterback in this class. I have him just fractionally behind Shedeur Sanders, and there is a possibility by the time we get to draft day that he'll be my 2. Right here at 42, Jaxson Dart to the New York Jets. One more pick for the Jets. It's at 92 overall. And I'm going to tell you a story about this kid before I tell you who this kid is. He played 74 total snaps, I believe, in 2024. He played one game, was against West Virginia, and he got hurt in practice. I think he tried to come back against Bowling Green. I don't really remember because he's got a grade for that game, but I don't remember anything about it. He was one of the best players in America in 2023, and that's the tape, obviously, that I have to go off of. Now, this kid played for a team that was in the college football playoff. He had been away from the team for the entire year and that is very commonplace because teams don't take injured players on the road, and sometimes they'll be on the sideline at home, but it's not necessarily common. When they got into the playoff, this kid said, I'm traveling with the team because I need to be there for my team. He is the definition of an Aaron Glenn kind of guy, and he's a secondary guy. Pick number 92, Kevin Winston Jr., safety from Penn State. Obviously, coming off the injury, that is terrifying. He played 74 total snaps last year. If you look at 2023, he would be right there with Malachi Starks in terms of safeties in this class. Obviously, he falls because of the injury. The medical's going to be a big deal. The Jets have needed a safety for about as long as I can remember, since Jamal Adams, who was a completely different kind of player. Kevin Winston Jr., really good against the run, could serve to be better against the pass, but in terms of a player that I see as a nice move piece for Aaron Glenn, I think this would be a home run for the Jets at pick 92 with Kevin Winston Jr. Like this video if you liked this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more draft content, because we will be putting out more draft content every single day leading up to the end of April, where we will be live on Radio Row for all 3 days. Immediate response, immediate reaction, immediate grades for every pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. And you can find it all right here in the Sportsocracy and at NFLDraft.net. I'm at ESPN Draft Nerd Jeremy Green, and this has been a 3-round mock draft for my New York Jets.
I'm unapologetic. Cancel, yeah, you can try. You can't cancel what's been tonight. I ain't been. And a shit, no silver spoon inheritance. Tired